Judy note, according to the U.S. Treasury release of secured websites, and thus 800 number S, could happen at any moment over the next 6 days, or by Monday, July 6, while the Chinese elders have made it clear that if the U.S. did not release the secured websites by 9 a.m. EDT Thursday, July 2, they would finish the global currency reset without the U.S. If that happened, currency holders could exchange, though XIM holders were at risk of not being able to redeem. On June 30 at 11 p.m. EDT, the new currency rates were locked in, and then everything went dead because of a U.S. servers crash that appeared to be an inside job. As of Wednesday, July 1 around 3 p.m. EDT, the servers were still down. If you wanted the contract rates on your currency exchange, you must make your appointment within the first 7 days after the secured websites came out. If XIM redeemed, they would like your appointment within the next 4 days. We would have 30 days to exchange at the contract rates. It was believed the general public would begin exchanges at the new international rates around mid-July. A July 1, 2020 Felming's military intel call, this has to stop. Good afternoon and thank you for being here. There are some interesting things that took place last night, Tuesday, June 30. 99% of the people got up this morning expecting the links to be here. We know at 11 p.m. EDT last night, Tuesday, June 30, all rates were locked in and then everything went dead. The reason why is that the servers in the US crashed last night, Tuesday, June 30. It sounds to me like it was an inside job. As of 3 to 4 Pacific time today, Wednesday, July 1, they still were not up and it was serious. There is to be a meeting on Friday, July 3 at 5 p.m. Shanghai time in Shanghai. Everyone is angry at the US as it seems like the US is preventing this from happening. This morning, Wednesday, July 1, I got kind of angry and sent off some emails and accused some of being toothless, even the elders. Everyone taken to task. They talk big and make threats, but then nothing ever happens. Chinese threaten and nothing happens, come across as toothless and told them so. Also, made reference that Trump can't control his people and that everyone has their own agenda. Not doing a good job of working together. I am sure before weekend is out we'll be told that it will be held off till after the 4th of July. We have been promised this so many times and only to wake up on July 5 only to find it didn't happen. I was angry. I let some people know that I was. There are some who do listen to me and don't try and to throw me under the bus. I heard back from the elders that there is a mandatory meeting in Shanghai with all the elders and XI, and if we have not started by 6 a.m. PST Thursday, July 2, then they are to leave the US. There are 3 who have to go in for this to start. They have not been called in at all. We did receive an update call but not much of one. He cannot say much for security now, but he's confirming Mr. Fleming's sources saying that rates were locked in early this morning, Wednesday, July 1. He can't say anything about value day timing for security. He is confirming Mr. Fleming's sources saying that the RV teams will roll the start out at any moment over the next 6 days. He confirmed this is real because many different kinds of paperwork are being required of group leaders and group participants right now, and they are being told to stay on call and keep your phones charged and on for the start at any moment over the next 6 days. He confirmed we are in the last days of this RV rollout, that we need to stay calm because IT is close. Mandatory meeting with 11 and all Chinese leaders, elders, and Zimbabwe at 5 p.m. Friday, July 3 Shanghai time. The elders are to leave the US Thursday, July 2 if no appointments are being made in the US. That following Monday, travels for Americans would no longer be allowed in China. Checking every few hours to see if have upped or not. If nothing by Thursday, July 2, 6 o'clock PST, 9 a.m. EDT, all elders are leaving the US permanently. Can't say much for security reasons. Confirmed rates locked in early Wednesday, July 1. Couldn't say much about value day will roll out to Monday, July 6. Confirmed this is real because many different kinds of paperwork being required and told to be on call and keep phones charged. Need to stay calm because this is close. That is the last update. If we get anything more from the elders or what will take place tomorrow or Friday, we will let you know. This may mean we will only be able to exchange currency. Other GCR/NISARA/GCR events. This morning, Wednesday, July 1, a large humanitarian group was called in to receive a partial payment. Banks were reporting a shortage of Federal Reserve dollars and coins as they continued to take U.S. coinage out of circulation in preparation for the global currency reset. This Wednesday, July 1, the U.S. dollar index was dropping quickly, while a digital gold-backed Zim currency went live on the streets in Zimbabwe. UK Chase Bank has frozen millions of accounts. Are they going through a reset? USMCA, United States-Mexico-Canada trade deal was effective July 1, 2020. Canada will have a financial blackout from Thursday, July 2 to Thursday, July 9. U.S. Congress will be leaving Friday, July 3 to Sunday, July 19 to take another vacation. Groups and paymasters were reporting that there were no appointments as promised on Tuesday, June 30, though were told they would have those appointments within the next 6 days. 6 days from now would be Monday, July 6, which was 120 days before the presidential election of November 3 that would fit requirements that elections be held within 120 days after announcement of NESARA expected over this upcoming 4th of July weekend. Friday, July 3 was likely to see President Trump make important announcements at Mount Rushmore about the U.S. dollar returning to a gold standard and implementation of a debt forgiveness law, NESARA/GCR. On Tuesday, June 30, the military reported they had completed over 16,000 arrests of high-profile deep state operatives thought to include politicians, D.C. agency bureaucrats, well-known Hollywood stars, mainstream media journalists and news anchors who had been active in crimes against children, treason, trying to stop the RV, redeeming Zim for the cabal and crushing the economy for the purpose of negating Trump's chances of being re-elected. Coincidentally, also on Tuesday, June 30, the Ellen DeGeneres and Jimmy Kimmel TV shows were cancelled, while Oprah Winfrey negated all plans through the end of 2020. Several months ago, the U.S. military were actively investigating a tunnel beneath the ocean where children were thought to have been smuggled from Oprah's private island to Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. Attorney General Bill Barr has confirmed that an intelligence community-instigated and Comey-led investigation was spring-loaded to go after President Trump and ignored all exculpatory evidence, a very serious accusation that could culminate in charges of treason against big-name players including former U.S. President Barack Obama. See July 1, 2020 U.S. Supreme Court hands 2020 election to Trump. Top Democrat says we may all be moving to Canada soon. Sorka Fall, http://www.whatdoesitmean.com/index3260.htm. An insightful new Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MOFA, report circulating in the Kremlin today examining the 6 major rulings handed down over the past 2 weeks by the United States Supreme Court, says first to note about these high court decisions was the leftist American propaganda mainstream media celebrating what they called wins for socialists, while at the same time they censored from view those supporting President Trump and the rule of law, with the decision most being celebrated by these leftist socialist forces. This high court striking down a Louisiana law restricting abortions, a heavy loss for anti-abortion activists that saw Chief Justice John Roberts joining with liberal justices in this 5-4 ruling, while President Trump-appointed Justices Gorsuch and Kavanaugh joined the losing side, which proves Trump-appointed justices will side with life over death, shows that Trump just needs one more justice to end abortion forever, and is the main reason Christian peoples overwhelmingly voted for him the first place, and will do again this year in even stronger numbers that will now include large numbers of Black American people, a larger share of whom than whites say they are Christian, and today are Black Americans rising up in horror on social media after a beyond shocking court video was released yesterday showing Planned Parenthood and abortion industry officials giving sworn testimony describing how babies born alive with beating hearts in their facilities are then harvested for organs. Is a Planned Parenthood baby-killing organization founded by socialist icon Margaret Sanger, who demonically outlined the true goal of abortion by stating, "We don't want the word to get out that we want to exterminate the Negro population," and by these socialists keeping this truth hidden, today sees abortion being the #1 killer of Black lives in the United States, a reality fully known to the U.S. Supreme Court, who next year will revisit the abortion issue in hundreds of cases now flowing towards it, and that also quietly this past week cleared the way for the Trump administration to carry out the first executions in the federal criminal justice system in 17 years, which provoked a bizarre reaction from top Socialist Democrat Party leader U.S. House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff, who during a forum this week inexplicably turned to his socialist comrades and said, "We may all be moving to Canada soon." July 1, 2020 Santa Surfing, GCR/Nizara, Uzumka, United States-Mexico-Canada trade deal effective today July 1, 2020. We learned that Canada will have a financial blackout from Thursday July 2 to Thursday July 9. USA Congress will be empty beginning Friday July 3 to Sunday July 19 because the Senate is taking another vacation. The cowardly House extended their return to the House till August. And we're paying their salaries during this time? Wow, I want that job. No, not really. A COVID pandemic. Really? Natural news. A professor and infectious disease expert from Italy says that the Wuhan coronavirus, COVID-19, is already fizzling out, and that a vaccine for it will probably already be obsolete by the time it arrives. U.S. Department of Health, under blessings of the World Health Organization, has offered financial incentive to doctors and hospitals which diagnose people as having passed away from COVID, whether or not that was the cause. It is true that old people were dying from pneumonia and other causes, as always. A multitude of doctors and nurses across the nation have publicly complained that they and their hospitals were being ordered to bypass typical treatment protocols and put patients with any sort of breathing difficulty on ventilators that resulted in fatalities. There were insurance bribes as incentives to label unrelated deaths as COVID. What's really going on? See this must-watch video on the deep state's pandemic, the biggest mass media cover-up in history. In 2015, directed by the deep state, Obama authorized millions in funds for the Chinese Wuhan laboratory to develop the COVID-19 virus. They later timed the virus for release in an election year to cause a nationwide economic shutdown. The deep state had plans for massive corrupt mail-in voting and worse, artificially inflated COVID fatality rates that included in New York, New Jersey, California, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, the genocide of the elderly by moving them into nursing homes instead of hospital treatment while naval hospital ships sat empty. July 1, 2020, 12:46 a.m. EDT Intel Alert, Operation Disclosure GCR/RV Intel Alert for July 1, 2020 Age Tuesday June 30 Red Pill 78 Flynn targeted for knowledge of black budget programs https://www.youtube.com/watch V=BL3 Regokig General Flynn's lawyer Sidney Powell talks on the reason General Flynn was targeted. He was planning to audit the intel agencies because he was aware of Brennan running major off-book programs. Adam Schiff threatens to move to Canada. Biden nixes campaign rallies and the China/Mexico connection is revealed. China laundering monies for the Mexican cartels, plus more. June 30, 2020 Flynn to expose billion-dollar Brennan OP Pelosi and Schiff knew all along. Trump Supreme Court wins, Black conservative patriot. Wednesday, July 1, 2020 was a satanic holiday that included using children in sex orgies, which were followed by selecting a victim for human sacrifice. This particular monthly holiday in July was named Sexual Association with Demon Revels Blood Sacrifice, any age female. The information came from an occult calendar put together by professional therapists using accounts of their satanic ritually abused, SRA, clients. According to the calendar, such satanic holidays were celebrated across the globe and based on abuse so traumatic that it severed the child's developing thinking patterns to mind control them into multiple personalities. Please be aware of any satanic activities around you and report such to local authorities. Warn teens about the dangers of Satan worship, which always included participation in pornography, sex orgies, and killing small animals as preparation for raping children and participating in human sacrifices at the higher satanic coven level. Since Satanists were known to infiltrate police and other legal entities, also fill out the ICE form below, detailing your observance, including your report to police and how they handled it. If you wish to join efforts in saving children from international sex trafficking, contact Tim Ballard at Operation Underground Railroad, K. Exchange of foreign currencies, redemption of ZIM bonds. The below was a compilation of information received about exchanging/redeeming and written in my opinion only. Official instructions would come out with release of the 800 number S and could easily differ. June 9, 2020 email from Frank Templeton of Templeton Collectibles. ZIM bonds and ZIM notes refer to the same thing. Folks are expecting them to be treated like a bond. Reports were that dinar and dong were no longer available to buy until after contract rates were no longer available. 800 number notification. Several Tier 1 banks would send out 527,000 plus emails to currency and ZIM holders containing a coded 800 number to call for appointments and secure website to obtain redemption/exchange information. The code was an individualized ID number connected to your social security number for you to take through the redemption process. Take that ID number to your appointment. Do not give out the coded 800 number to anyone as it was connected to your social security number and personal banking account and could only be used once for your personal appointment. If you did not receive an email, then you could find a secure website on the websites as below. That secured website would have instructions on how to obtain your personalized coded 800 number ID number for the redemption process.